Writing comics and manga can be a stressful process, especially when starting with nothing. You may sometimes find yourself unable to come up with any original ideas, but don't worry, here are my tips to help you come up with endless amount of unforgettable ideas. I have noticed many creators using the technique of mixing two existing IPs together. This could involve combining two manga, two books, two movies, or for added originality, merging two different mediums like a book and a show. I believe that these days nothing on its own is entirely original. Everything draws inspiration from something else. When you examine your favorite series, you can identify elements of them in other series. However, the key is not to copy the original entirely. This is where the concept of mixing two IPs come in if you're struggling to deviate from the original. Some creators even use this as one of their main methods of generating their big story ideas. And some publishers even ask for something like this when pitching your story to them as a sort of shorter elevator pitch. Here's an example. Let's take two series, like One Piece and JJK. A simple idea derived from this conversation could involve a pirate searching for the fingers of a sea demon that point to a special treasure, or something equally creative. Every day is a new day with new interactions and challenges that didn't happen the day before. You can write about something that happened today, maybe a joke you heard, or maybe an interesting person you met could turn into a character, and you write about how you think that character's life would go. Continuing on that same note, you could explore the events of your past and narrate your life story, concealing it within the format of a shonen or seinen manga. No one's life is devoid of ups and downs, and recounting those experiences could potentially create an engaging story. Many creators have admitted to injecting elements of their own lives into their stories, with some even basing villains on individuals who have wronged them. In my opinion, the most compelling stories is the ones that feel personal, emanating from the depths of the creator's own experiences and soul. Similarly to the last tip, you can always write about stories of people around you. Everyone is the main character of their own story. You always have that one relative that has some interesting stories to tell, or maybe you have a friend you could write about, and you could even widen your reach. Many celebrities have their entire backstory out there on the internet. Some sound like something you'd read only in a book. You can adapt a story like that with your own creative flair, of course. You can also read news articles or blogs. Reddit also have many communities where people share their stories, and just anywhere around the internet you can find people telling their stories. You just gotta look for it. A thing I personally do when I can't come up with an idea is begin drawing a character. Just grab a pose off Pinterest and just start drawing. And while drawing the character, ideas of the character's life will start to pop into my head, which I use to begin crafting a story. The main thing I believe that carries a story is its characters. No matter the flashy power system, intricate world building, all that can fall apart without characters that can carry the plot. And I think this method can work for all aspects of your story. Need to make an arc? Start designing the villain. Need to make an organization? Start creating the boss. I would say out of all the tips I list, this tip is the one I find myself using the most and yield the best results the fastest, but what works for me may not work for you. I am not sure if this is something commonly used by creators, but this personally helps me, so I hope you can find value in it as well. There's this animated series Marvel is producing that already has two seasons out. It's called What If? The general plot is what if things that happen in the Marvel Cinematic Universe went differently? So you would have things like instead of Steve Rogers becoming Captain America, it was Peggy Carter, or if the Earth was overrun by zombies. It's a fun concept. I say this to say you can take that same concept and put it on your favorite series and make it your own. For example, what if Ichigo awakened his Quincy powers instead of his Soul Reaper powers? Or what if Luffy wanted to be a fleet admiral instead of a king of the pirates? And many more stories you can change using a what if scenario. Just remember to make it as original as possible. If it comes down to it, online prompts are always out there, and it takes all the work of coming up with an idea away from you so you can just get to writing your stories. Examples of plot generators are Surface Scribbler, and Plot Generator. So yeah, not much to say about them. as they can steer you the wrong way. I would say not doing it too often though. You have to learn to write your own stories if you want to become a great mangaka. You have to practice writing stories, originality, not just generating what a bunch of other stories have come together. But yeah, you can use it from time to time if you can't come up with any good ones. If you're in a real slump, you can always try indulging in some media. Maybe read a book or watch some anime. But try to do this whilst the thought of finding inspiration is still in the back of your mind. Perhaps something may spark while you're watching your favorite anime. I would suggest this as a last resort though, as you can easily get distracted and get lost in the sauce of your favorite manga or anime. So try to stay focused and keep that thought in the back of your mind. An example of this is while reading Hiromashima's Eden Zero, I got inspired by the characters of Zin and his sister, whose name I'm blanking out on right now. From those characters came Maya and Noir, which I am going to work on for a full one shot series after one more redesign. This method can work. You can still try doing your favorite hobby like listening to music, playing games, etc. And yeah, with that, you should have a story in mind if you follow these tips. And thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, artists of the internet. It's your boy Dontavius the Third here. Remember to stay consistent, and if you're ready to use your idea, I would suggest short comics. For more info on that, click the video on screen.